My name is Rayan Fuentes. Rayan basically is short for Raymond Anthony. Kaya Rayan. Kaya hindi Ryan. Pag tinawag niyo ko Ryan, di ko kayo papansinin. Kasi Ryan, kaya biyab. Yung Rayan Fuentes. Anyway, all my life, I really wanted to be an entertainer. As far back as I can remember, when I was still young, I always wanted to sing. My parents would always bribe me, give me 25 cents, and I would perform Neil Sedaka songs, Paul Anka songs, and the ironing board would be my stage. I was about 2 years old and I could already sing a song. So I really wanted to be an entertainer, and I had tremendous self-confidence. I believed in myself so much. And I guess the reason why I had to develop a certain amount of self-confidence is because I grew up without a father to guide me in life. My father left us for another woman when I was maybe about 6 or 7 years old, and I'm the eldest in the family. And so my mother had to struggle in life. She had to have 2 jobs just so that we could get a decent education. She was a telephone operator by day, and she was a nightclub singer by night. So finally, when my father agreed to pay for my college tuition, I transferred from Cebu to Manila. But because he already had a different family at this time, pinagpapasapasahan po ako. I stayed with different people, different places. And come to think of it, I never had the courage to ask my dad why I couldn't stay with him. Urig naman ako. But I accepted, blindly what he wanted. And the only time I would see my dad was during Sunday, when he would give me my weekly allowance. That was it. And so I don't know if you could imagine a young teenager, a young kid in a big city like Manila left on his own to fend for himself. And so when somebody discovered that I knew how to sing and encouraged me to audition for a band, I accepted the offer, accepted the invitation, mainly for extra money. Kasi para tayong si Rico Puno nun eh. Namamasal sa luneta, walang pera. So it's just for extra money. But pretty soon, when we started getting famous, money became the biggest motivator in my life. Whoever offered me the most sum of money, that would be the group or the offer that I would take. And so I jumped from one group to another. After my first group, I transferred to the circus band. I don't know if some of you are still familiar with the Basil Valdez, Haji Alejandro. That was their group. And they were the best show band at that time. And then in came another good show band, also became one of the best show bands in the Philippines, called the New Minstrels. So they offered me more money, and so I jumped. Transferred to them. And then in 1979, I was asked to do a song with Tili Moreno, a song called Umagang Kay Ganda. We interpreted it in the second Metro Pop. Siguro God's will yun sa akin ngayon. Kasi parati pinapatugtog eh. Sino marinig? Ayan na. Pangatlong hirit. Can you bring down the music a little bit and then bring up my mic a little bit? Here we go. Halika na, bumigay, libutin ang problema. Hihintayin ang umaga. Pakitaas ng mic, please. Sa monitor. Mapahinga, managinip ng ikaliligaya, darating din ang umaga. You all know the song? Okay, be my partner. Basta magkasama, laging merong umaga. Parang sikat may dalang sa ating pangarap. halatang edad ninyo. I'm just kidding. because as I said, we entered. That song was entered in the second Metro Pop Festival, but it didn't win. I don't know why. It didn't win, but it became such a big hit that even until now they're still playing it over the radio 30 some years later. So I owe a lot to that song, because that song started the ball rolling, so to speak, as far as my career is concerned. And as I said, I did a duet with Tilly Moreno for the next 2 years, 1979 to 1981, because in 1981 I sort of thought to myself, maybe if I went solo, I'd have all the money. Kasi siyempre duet, 50% pina, 50% sana. And so in 1981, I left our singing partnership and pursued my solo career. And it was also in 1981 that I heard for the very first time the good news. We were in Hong Kong at the time together with Basil Valdez, Leah Navarro, still remember her? Yeah. Together with the CCP Dance Company, or the Cultural Center of the Philippines Dance Company. And I didn't know that some of the members of the CCP Dance Company were also members of CCC, or Campus Crusade for Christ. Now, I don't know if you are aware of those guys, but if you don't, even if you're not aware, please beware. Because matapihan ka lang, no? Magsishare na kagad dun. They have this yellow booklet ready for spiritual laws. They would fire away. Ako naman, I was practically new to that thing. I freaked out because up until that time, I never really met people who were so vocal about Jesus. And so I tried avoiding them, because to be honest with you, what was more important to me was my career. I mean, I knew that there was a God. I went to church, although I was at the back smoking. But I knew that my talent was God-given, so I had an awareness. And so I knew about God. But my attitude towards God was kind of like, Lord, let's talk about eternal life when I'm about to die. Malapit na. Bata pa naman ako. And so I want to, pursue my career first. I wanted to be the best entertainer in the Philippines, and I believed in myself so much. So, career muna. And unfortunately, as I run after the applause and the approval of men, the more insecure I became.